monster dippage continues as Bitcoin battles to maintain a higher low. As our chests fill up with the dumpage of Bitcoin price, the technical formation has not yet been invalidated. And while many believe tomorrow, Sunday, will bring much more pain, suffering, and carnage, will it have the power to drag us below our current bottom set 10 days ago on May 19th? Or will Bitcoin give us what we all deep down desire, a late night weekend eruption? I'm your host, Shelby Chardelot, and this is absolutely bonkers. Where to start? So much going on. As I'm recording, we're potentially facing a very big challenge right now. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. And without any further ado, let's just jump in. So before we jump in, the short-term technical analysis for Bitcoin is very clearly bearish. And with that being said, that most likely will be precipitated amongst the rest of the market as well, meaning the entire market right now, based on technical analysis, is bearish. However, fundamental analysis is extremely bullish, far and away, no competition. On one end, we have pretty big bearishness on the technicals. We have insane bullishness on the fundamentals. But then also, in terms of sentiment analysis, it is absolutely extremely bearish. Okay, while the technicals are obviously pretty bearish at this point, you can find these bullish reversal patterns and everything on certain time frames throughout the last few days. There is absolutely no question that the sentiment is extremely bearish. So we have fundamentals up here, and then we have the bearishness of technical analysis right about here, and then we have sentiment analysis like all the way down here. And the United States President Biden celebrating Memorial Day with a $6 trillion budget. And if we just scroll down here, guys, let's take a look at this real quick. To finance all of this with some $3 trillion in tax increases, the largest tax hike as a share of the economy since 1968. Okay, and that's why we just said that the fundamentals, one of the many, many reasons that the fundamentals are so strong with Bitcoin, okay? There is a massive amount of evidence, obviously, that Bitcoin is bearish in terms of the price and in terms of the sentiment. But in terms of like what is actually going on, fundamentally, Bitcoin is more bullish than ever, even though we have very clearly at this point entered a bearish trend that every single time that we needed to break a certain moving average, break a certain Fibonacci level, break above previous resistance, we have been failing every single time. So at this point, it's very clear that Bitcoin is telling us where the momentum lies, and the momentum lies on getting absolutely smacked down right now. But the point of me bringing this up about the trillions of dollars in tax increases and the $6 trillion budget. The point of that is that USD is still absolute trash garbage, right? Just because Bitcoin is entering a correction and the charts right now are bearish, obviously, and everybody around the space is clearly much more bearish than they were 2 weeks ago, as we were at like all-time highs in the altcoin market and everything, USD is still absolute trash and has no place long-term. So again, it's just a reminder, the environment for Bitcoin right now is bearish, but the environment for USD is equally, on a long-term basis, fundamentally absolutely mega bearish. And I actually want to expand a little bit on that, but before we do, let's take a look at what Bitcoin is doing right now, guys. So today, this is absolutely pretty important because it's the lowest that we've been since dipping just a few days ago after also the May 19th crash on May 23rd, where we went again all the way back down to like 31,000. The day before that, it went even below 30,000 slightly on a lot of charts. And this is the third lowest day of the last 10 days. And it comes after a massive rejection off the 200-day moving average. And again, this is something we're seeing with the entire altcoin market as well. This is the 100-day moving average, which we just got rejected off of within the last 24 hours as well. We were trying to hold support, and we failed. So it's not just Bitcoin at this point that's not looking bullish. Okay, I mean, obviously, Bitcoin has initiated a bearish move to the downside, and as always, it drags the entire market down with it. Okay, so the altcoins are going down as well. But if we go to the 1 hour chart, guys, this is basically what I'm watching right now, because this is a Fibonacci level that we've had on here for quite a long time. And if I go back, I think I put this on here quite a while ago. I guess at the beginning of 2021. Most of these charts I don't really change because I plot the plot the fibs, and then I just extend them as time goes on, as they continue to revisit or bounce out of those levels. But yeah, we had our initial bounce back here, kind of at the very bottom. We had this second one back on May 23rd, right about here. And today, so far, we are holding this. And that's why in the intro I said the technical formation has not been invalidated yet. However, is the sentiment extremely bearish? Yes. Are the technicals, for the most part, also very bearish? Yes. But my point there is just saying, technically, even though everything is extremely bearish in terms of the sentiment, we have still structure here so far. And again, this could change at any moment, but all I'm pointing out is that if 34 holds here, again, there is just a possibility for unique upside that we do not have if we revisit some of these other levels, which we have not done yet, okay? By the time this video gets uploaded, who knows? Things move very fast in this market, and I think one of the main reasons people post videos every day is because things literally change. Not only every day, they change every hour. I mean, they can change faster than that, but the market is very dynamic and it's constantly changing. But as well, you can kind of get a nice glimpse right here. Bitcoin is just, so far 34 has actually held up really nicely. On the 4-hour chart, we're getting we're going to be getting another bearish cross of the 21 going below the 50. We already got a bearish cross on the 1-hour chart. And then the 6-hour chart, this is more interesting as well. We have, this is not actually a bearish cross because we had the bearish cross on the 6-hour chart all the way back on May 12th. And ever since then, obviously, Bitcoin has been in a very steep downtrend. But yeah, if the blue crosses above this red, that's actually a bullish cross, not a bearish cross. But yeah, if we go to Bitcoin here, this is a much bigger potential bearish cross that is forming. If it actually does cross, it's still a few days away. So this is not anything we're going to see within the next 24 hours. But this blue line here is the 21 DMA, and then we have the 200 DMA. Okay, we're getting insanely overextended here. The fact we have to look at the 200 DMA. But yeah, we have that right about here at about 40,000-ish, 41,000-ish, where we got rejected many, many times during this entire 10-day attempt at recovering, which we failed every single time, guys. Honestly, looking at this, we have failed every single move to the upside that we needed to do in short-term time frames to get bullish. Every time we had one of these little tests where it would give the charts some bullishness, every time we have one of these tests since May 19th, it's failed, okay? So keep that in mind. We've been failing these very small battles, and that adds up into, obviously, what comes next is bigger dumps or just prolonged sideways trading. And overall, how I would explain it is just boring, tedious trading. Not trading, price action. Because a lot of people actually make a lot of money during this tedious price action in terms of trading. But yeah, we have the 21 actually creeping down here. And yeah, if we continue to just even remain where we are or even dip our toes a little lower, then this most likely will be a cross within the next few days here. Again, Bitcoin's just been getting spat on. And just because we're getting a bearish cross does not mean that the second we get a bearish cross, we're going to dump another $5,000 or something like that. But let's just say it's not a bullish sign. That's all I'll say. It's not a very bullish cross. Because as well, we'll look at the number 2 cryptocurrency. Ethereum also just rejected off of its 50 daily moving average. We can take a look at ADA. Just today also failed its 50-day moving average. If we take a look at the entire altcoin market cap, just failed its 100-day moving average to hold above it. And what do we see here again? Bitcoin gaining a little more dominance as the market gets bearish again. Because when Bitcoin really starts to get bearish, obviously Bitcoin dominance starts increasing because alts usually always get way more bearish than Bitcoin. And as well, it's not like we really have the DXY working against us. The DXY again today got rejected off the 21-day moving average. It's been bearish for 2 months now. Literally, this weekend will be exactly 2 months since this massive bearish trend for the DXY going from 93.5 down to 89.5, which is very substantial for the DXY. So it's not like the DXY is looking really good and that's preventing Bitcoin from succeeding. The DXY also looks like garbage. Bitcoin looks like garbage right now. US dollar looks like garbage. It looks like garbage in general. But those are the technicals, and that kind of leads me into what is going on exactly. What are like my final thoughts of this, okay? So Bitcoin's at a crossroad right now where, guys, we have not done anything substantial, in my opinion, again, and we cannot, this is not ultra bearish. This is not a confirmation of ultra bearishness until we break this low. But here is, let's talk about this, because let's say it does happen that we do end up breaking this low, which I personally don't think we're there yet. So far it's been very weak price action. Bulls are insanely weak, but also the bears have not been able to get these drops at key areas so far. again, on a macro setup, only 10 days in, it's still forming a possible bullish reversal setup. But let's be honest, it doesn't look super good. Meaning if you want to be super bullish in the short term for Bitcoin, there's a little chance there. But let's be honest, it doesn't look very good at this point, okay? But as I mentioned last month, I actually was a little upset and discouraged back in August, September, October, because Bitcoin started doing really well, because the entire market, started breaking new all-time highs, because it started getting very bullish. Why was I getting upset when Bitcoin started doing really well? Honestly, because I felt like I was in a prime opportunity. I knew Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies as a whole, are going to, do extremely well over the next year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years plus. And honestly, I just wanted to get as much as I could, try to convince as much as my family and friends as I could as well before we had a massive move. So basically, this is not a foreign concept. I basically just wanted to accumulate as much as I could. And now, if we really look at this from one perspective, and I just want to give you a little insight into my perspective here, and I think a lot of you agree with this. If we do enter a super long bear trend, which could be months long, if something like that would happen, watching the market day to day is not going to be as fun as it's been the last 6 months. However, guys, that is where the real money is made. I don't know who made this quote, but you can make money in bull markets, but you become rich or you become wealthy in bear markets, meaning that's where the opportunity is. Like many of you, I've been in this market for multiple years and I was accumulating the entire time. And that is why when prices started lifting off $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per Bitcoin, by that point, I had already had so many gains between Bitcoin and my altcoins that by that point, I was already so spoiled with the gains that everything after that was kind of extra. 50,000, awesome. 60,000 per Bitcoin, that's amazing. 65,000 per Bitcoin, geesh Louish. I had already been prepared because I'd been in the market for so long during a 2.5 year bear market that's by, pretty much halfway of what current Bitcoin all-time highs were, around 65,000. I was already at a point financially where I was pretty chill with everything. I was okay, this is awesome. Everything else is just kind of a little number on the screen that keeps going up. So it's common sense and it probably does get repeated too much, guys. But if you truly, first of all, if you like the technology, and then also if you're just even here to make gains, either of those, whether both of those are true or just one of them, a bear market is not where you want to stop paying attention, okay? I'm not saying just yet that we've had a massive bearish confirmation. It does not look good on these shorter time frames. But again, I'm still sticking to what I said, above 30K. So far this is held, so I'm not going to change my story on that. However, all I'm saying is, what is the worst case scenario for all of us? Is that we might get more time to accumulate, because again, that's where the fundamentals come in. Is there a chance that the US dollar is all of a sudden going to stop being inflationary and it's going to be smarter to get, earn 0.001% in a bank account? Or is it smarter to invest in cryptocurrencies and even stake, get yields and jump into DeFi, or even do trading or just long-term holding in crypto? Again, no matter what happens over the next couple of weeks, it's not even a question in my mind that cryptocurrency is 1 trillion times better than any other option. But yeah, as we said, again, it's holding this key level. This is something we're going to find out this weekend. We have an extended weekend because of the holiday, Memorial Day here. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. I think that, if this holds, then I think we're going to rapidly see the sentiment shift back to bullish again. And that's another thing, guys. Sentiment analysis is by far much more susceptible to wild swings than TA or even fundamental analysis, right? Fundamentals, we could always get some really bad breaking news. Technicals, we could always get some, a lot of liquidations, and then we could get a very bearish pattern as well. And those can shift very fast. But sentiment analysis changes even faster than both of those other ways of analyzing the market, because we're at 40,000, everyone's bullish again. We're at 34,000, everybody's screaming 20K, 15K. So it shifts at the drop of a dime, and it's incredibly important to use, but you cannot put too much weight onto it because, again, sentiment analysis is pretty much just emotional analysis. It's just gauging everyone's emotions. And as everyone should know by now, human emotions are not the best thing to be relying on when it comes to pretty much anything. Whoa, so if you're new to your channel, make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, never miss these absolutely time-sensitive alerts. But without any further ado, that's it for me. Bye-bye.